Is there really much hype for Andrew Tate versus Chase DeMoor? Because I'm not sure if there actually is. This fight is being shown on Rumble. Misfits have lost their partnership with DAZN, no longer with them, so that kind of deads things. Like, who knows about Rumble? Who cares about Rumble? Um, just seems like another pain in the arse to try and watch another bloody fight, to be honest. Yeah, I think that's one of the big things why this haven't really got any hype around it. And another big thing, really, to fully get us started is there's no storyline here at all. Like, who really is Chase Moore? Like, that's the big question. Who really is Chase Moore, especially to an Andrew Tate fan audience? You know, the Misfits hardcores know who he is, but who really is he? You know, Andrew Tate fans don't really care about him, and I don't really think Andrew Tate cares much about him either. So that's the thing. You look at it as well, and there's not really any risk there. Yes, it's been built up like, oh yeah, Chase Moore's the much bigger guy, he's the younger guy, he's a more active guy, he's a more experienced guy in boxing than Andrew Tate, but he's not a real boxer though, is he, Chase Moore? He's not. And you just watch one fight of him and you just get all you need to know. There's no real risk here whatsoever for Andrew Tate. We've seen Andrew Tate. He's solid technically. Solid technically. You know, he's got some very good straight shots and he's pretty clean with his work. So that's all he really needs in order to beat Chase Demore anyway. Just needs to be clean with his work, good with his straight shots, and being able to manage the range, which I think he'll be able to do comfortably against someone like Chase Demore. Chase Demore just doesn't have a lead hand really, and so he's not gonna be able to manage the range well here whatsoever. Let's be honest, he's not. So I think there might be nothing. There's probably not loads to gain out of this fight for Andrew Tate with a win. Okay, he gets the Misfits World title. All right, brilliant. What's that? What you gaining out of beating Chase Demore? What you gaining? You know, you're getting a bag. Andrew Tate's got loads of bloody money anyway. Okay. What's he really gaining? Showing everyone, oh yeah, he can still do this at 39 years old. But who's he beating really though? Chase Demore, who carries his chin ridiculously high. You know, swings for the Evans, you know, he's got power. That's it, really. Let's be honest here. What's Andrew Tate really gaining? You know, he's proved himself in his kickboxing career. You know, people think he's better than he actually was as well because he wasn't in the greatest of promotions. He's not an Alex Pereira or anything, is he? No, he's not. So, yeah. Um, you know, he's done his flowers already. But look, I guess this is Andrew Tate's biggest fight, you know, since because it's his only real fight since being a big proper name and having his name properly out there. But still, what's he really gaining out of doing this? Nothing much, really. I get why he's doing it. Of course, I get why he's doing it. But he's not really gaining anything out of doing it. So, from a fan's perspective, that's something that thinks, is there really any hype here? That's the thing. I think there's also a big risk of this fight being boring. It's a very high risk of this fight stinking out the arena and this fight being boring. Or it just being a massive letdown. Not in being boring, just being a complete letdown. And there's many reasons why, because Andrew Tate just goes in there, blast mate, it's like, alright, no one gained anything out of that, none of the fans gained anything out of that, you know, spending hard earned money to watch it, you know, no one's gained anything out of it. It's like I think that's a big possibility. I just feel like there's a big high chance that fans just walk away from it feeling really disappointed and just let down. I don't know what it's 100% going to be, but I just no, I think like a lot of people just had that feeling around this fight that it's a big chance it's going to be boring, or we're just going to end up just feeling really let down by it all. So again, that's also a reason why there's not loads right there, but it's like it's just the fact he's against Chase Demore as well. I think you know a fight with Andrew Tate in it brings in interest. There's obviously going to be certain people who are interested in that fight, of course, without a shadow of a doubt, but there's no Chase DeMoor's not a name, and there's no massive risk. And I also think influencer boxing is kind of just fatigued now, really. There was lots of hype for it, especially when Misfits first started with, KSI, Swarms and Pineda. Oh, he's coming back, he wants to fight Jake Paul. And, the last big influencer event, there was actually hype around. And I personally was actually pretty excited but for KSI, Tommy Fury, Logan Paul, Dylan Dennis. There was actually excitement around that. There was hype around it because there was unpredictability to it, and that's when it was fully really at its peak after 2018, 2019. That's when it spiked up again. Since then, dropped down completely again, and because Andrew Tate's here, it hasn't, I don't really think it's helped as much as people thought it would. Andrew Tate fighting, coming out to fight, trying to sell a fight. It's not done what people thought it would do. It's not done the numbers that people thought it would do. You know, I mean, to be fair, it has done numbers on YouTube with face-offs and press conferences and stuff, but it just hasn't got that feel around it, has it? It just hasn't got that feel around it. And yeah, the fact it's on Rumble, I just think ruins a lot of the things. But yeah, there's not enough hype around this fight, not enough hype around it at all. And look, if Andrew Tate came back and fought someone like a Darren Till, then there'd be loads of hype around that. Look, I that might happen, but obviously, it makes sense for him not to fight Darren Till right now, though. But I'm just saying, my point is, this fight just doesn't really feel big. It doesn't feel massive. It's a fight in Dubai. It's meant to be a massive card for Misfits and influencer boxing, but it just doesn't really seem that way to me. I just don't. I just think chasing a massive draw. There's no real storyline, and it's obvious that Andrew Tate's going to win the fight. Chase them all has advantages, yes, but it's obvious Andrew Tate will win.